See, what did I tell you? I said I'd do an episode on online dating, and I'm doing an episode on online dating. No guarantees that it won't be a giant disaster, but you couldn't handle high quality programming at this point anyway. You're stuck with me. Penny, successfully lowering expectations for all mankind. My journey with online dating began about a year and a half ago when a friend of mine signed up for Tinder. And let me tell you, I was immediately hooked. The ability to judge people from a distance with no real consequences was a dream come true. I sent a fruit basket to the Tinder team every week just to thank them for allowing me to still feel alive. In case you've been living under a rock for the past few years, how is it? Is it great? Do you feel smarter for not having to deal with the rest of society? Can I come join you? But in case you haven't been living under a rock for the past few years and you've just never decided to interact with normal human society, this is how Tinder works. First off, you sign up with your Facebook. So right off the bat, I am terrified. I don't want anyone to know anything about my personal life. Nothing. That's why I have this channel, so that I can share my life with strangers and control how much crazy they see. Unfortunately, that damn broke. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. I don't know how to laugh. And there are no more secrets. But the registration assures you that they won't post anything on your Facebook, and so far they've kept their word. So far. Next, you have to set up your profile. Now, I started at the dawn of Tinder in 2015 when it actually started in 2012, so I was pretty much not near the beginning, never mind. But at that time, in the dark ages, before Tinder started taking my suggestions and my edible arrangements, you could only use pictures from your Facebook profile that you were tagged in. Now you can just upload your own photos and everything is good and as it should be. But I did not have that luxury, so I had to painstakingly search through years of awful pictures to find one that I didn't completely hate, and I did not find one. Plus, I wasn't about to go displaying my face to the world. The blessing and the curse of this application is that you can judge people from afar, but they can also judge you. So, I did what any normal person would do, and I made my profile 2 pictures. One of a dog, one of a cat. And the dog wasn't even mine. I was perfectly fine with this. I wasn't really desperate enough to get a boyfriend at that point, and I wasn't really interested in hookups. I wasn't using Tinder for its intended purpose at all, and was literally just using it to judge people, and to see what's out there. This would eventually change, but not for a while, because first I had to get over the horror that is boys on the internet. Admittedly, this was my own fault. My profile was a picture of a dog, a picture of a cat, my name, my age, and no bio. No person that I would seriously consider dating would ever swipe right on this profile. However, the ratio of dudes that I actually want to date to dudes who are even more desperate than I am is very high. Or is it low? How do ratios work? Basically, if we took a random sampling of dudes from Tinder, 40% would be nerdy and shy, 30% would be DTF and exclusively have pictures of their abs, 10% would be slightly less douchey but still majorly douchey, 10% would already be in a relationship and looking for a 3-way, and the remaining 10% I would actually want to date. Inevitably, that 10% would never match with me. So I set out with my profile of garbage and began swiping to my heart's content. And let me tell you, when your profile is a dog, you get some real weirdos swiping right on you. The number of doggy-style jokes that I got, I could not even tell you. At first I was horrified, but I quickly became desensitized to it, which is especially easy when you don't have your face associated with anything. I would now like to read you one of my earliest and favorite Tinder conversations. He messaged me first. Are you a dog or a cat? Human, actually. Opposable thumbs come in handy sometimes. Touché, but I don't know what you look like. Think Jennifer Lawrence mixed with Emma Stone mixed with Megan Fox. You can see that, right? And then I said, JK, I'm a potato. And he didn't message me back for a year. I actually did get a date out of it. This guy, who we will call Frat Flame, get it because Tinder, the flame is the icon. Anyway, he was really great. I really liked him as a friend. He was hardcore into his fraternity and kept talking about their weird initiation ceremonies, but refused to tell me other things because of how sacred they were. I was super into this. I have a strange obsession with cults, and a frat is 100% a cult. There is no way you can convince me otherwise. After that, my interest kind of fizzled out. I'd gotten to the end of people in my city. I literally swiped through every boy in my city. You can also set your radius, so I started sending it further and further, but eventually all the boys were just copies of other boys that I had already talked to. So, after maybe 2 months, I stopped using it. Didn't miss it at all. A year passes. Also, during this whole time, my friend who introduced me to Tinder is still on it. This is important because of probably not gay guy. Remember him? I'm pretty sure he came in second for the race to win my heart. He is the friend of a friend. Well, actually, he's the friend of a work friend, and those friendships can only go so far. We weren't close enough for me to ask what his deal was. Thankfully, I didn't have to because my Tinder friend, and she's going to hate me for calling her that, found him, and I immediately re-signed up for Tinder. And I swiped furiously until I found him, which I did, and he didn't like me back. But on Tinder, you don't know right away if someone swipes left on you, so it took me a good month to come to terms with the fact that he didn't like me. But during that time, I went through some other boys, including Manly Me and Hipster McJim. Hipster McJim is actually the same guy that took a year to message me back. This is getting off track. We're getting into stories that I've already told before, and while they are amazing, I really want to talk about the concept of online dating more. But I feel like I'm going really long right now, and I don't want to edit this whole thing, so I think I'm going to do a part 2. So, if you want to know more about my thoughts on online dating, we'll do another one of these next week, or next month, or whenever I feel like filming. We're moving forward and there's no regrets. Whoa, left, right, left. First of all, you sign up with Tinder. No, you don't. One of these days. I would now like... just once. You get it? It's funny. It's like a double entendre. Entendre? Entendre? After that, my interest kind of fizzled out. I got to the end. Now you can just upload. No. The rest of that was good.